Mr. Smith and Wesson, you've had your six.
Hello, I'm Sid Gunn, and this is the Sid Gunn Report. What we have here is what I'm talking about in this report is the Women's March on Washington, D.C., which was January 21st, 2017, the day after the inaugural. And what we've got is claims and perception going on that this march is a grassroots thing. That, through some grassroots effort, just came about. Some people women on Facebook got together and said they want to do this thing. Well, they knitted a bunch of pink pussy hats, that's what they're calling them, and so many were knitted that it actually became a scarcity of pink yarn all across America. So, if you were out that day looking for pink yarn, you weren't going to be able to find it. Now, this just didn't happen in a couple of days. Okay, they didn't get together and say, "Hey, let's march on Washington." All these women. No, this was thought of the day after the election, which was back in November 2016, November 9th it would be. So, another thing is they don't want you to know is that this was a political stunt, and it was controlled or funded by mostly George Soros. And he's got about 56 organizations he's tied with that were quote-unquote partners of this event. Now, one of them, which is not mentioned on the event's Wikipedia page for some reason, is the Communist Party of the United States. Communist Party USA. Yeah. So this basically was a communist event. Now, I don't know where you're from, but, my America is not a communist country, and hopefully never will be. But you tell these women, they're not going to believe you. This is a thing of solidarity among women. We wear our pussy hats. Madonna's up there telling everybody she's dreaming of blowing up the White House. This is insanity. That's what it is. And if anything, what it mainly is what I'm trying to make a point here, is that this Women's March, its sole purpose was to, and I say this, it was to divide and conquer. Okay, that's a very common, effective means. If you want to take over a country, you divide it and conquer. So basically what we're doing here is we're taking and we're delegitimizing the election. This is a democratic election where everybody voted, and we've got an electoral college, and it was a landslide by our system that we've put in place for this country. And so they are working to delegitimize it. And this is George Soros, a billionaire hedge fund guy who, supported Hillary Clinton, supports world domination, communism, whatever. Who knows? Who knows what this guy? He's ugly. I know that much. So here we have this supposedly they're claiming grassroots, event. It's all the darling of the mainstream media. It's a women's march with the pussy hats, and all because Trump slipped up on an open mic and said he wanted to grab, or not that he wanted to. He said he could. It was a joke that he could grab a woman's pussy, being a celebrity, and this was years before he ran. And who hasn't made that kind of joke? I mean, really, if I can't even count the amount of times I've heard the word pussy, in my career, we're talking people in all sorts of areas of the government, men that talk like this, and of course you don't say it on an open mic. You don't say pussy out there, and if he knew the mic was open and some liberal schmutz was recording it and going to use it later in his presidential election, I'm sure he would have thought about that and not said it. Anyway, enough of defending Trump's pussy talk. Basically, one of the main organizers for this event is I can't see here. Where is it? Huge and Spontaneous, Vox, The Guardian, all these liberal propaganda outlets are going on and on. And, what is this march really about? We got organizer Linda Sarsour. You may have recognized that name. She's an activist. She's Palestinian American, if there is such a thing. She's 37 years old, executive director of the Arab American Association of New York. Why, what do you know? My gosh, a George Soros grantee, which means she got a grant from George Soros. President Obama, he releases 221 million US dollars to the Palestine Authority. I'm not joking. So I guess they had to make up for the cost of this march. But anyway, this lady, she's a real character. Linda Sarsour. She's absolutely for Sharia law. Basically, this is where women have to wear their things on their head. They've got to cover up these Muslim women. I mean, not just this would be a Sharia law all across the United States. Okay, women can't even drive cars if you're following Sharia law. So this is the kind of stuff that we're talking about here, and nobody's reporting on it. Angela Yvonne Davis, counterculture activist from the 1960s, and she was also back then head of the Communist Party USA. She's another one of them, and boy, she's a real work. She was prosecuted for conspiracy involving 1970 armed takeover of Marion County Courthouse, where it says right here, 4 persons were killed, murdered. Okay, and this is the type of people that are taking over, running this thing to destabilize our American democracy. Communists. Okay, I'm going to say it. So basically, it was a bunch of women who hate Trump, women who hate Trump voters. And they want you to think that it's just laissez-faire. They just happened to be there and threw it all together. But we all know it's not that way. It never is. So, that's all I've got for this report. This is the Sid Gunn report. And please, if you are of this persuasion, click subscribe, give me a thumbs up. Leave your comments below. I might reply. Thank you, and good night.
Too little time, the world's giving in, and my last time mine. I got too many reasons not to give up. Feel like a peasant in my own home. I said I'm gonna grip the world. Yeah, I'm gonna grip the world. Too many problems and too little time.